Hello and welcome to another video. This time we are going to look at how to navigate your phone using TalkBack. So this is for people who don't exactly know what TalkBack is, have never used it, who are visually impaired and are interested in using accessibility on Android phones, especially Samsung phones, because Samsung has their own slightly modified version of TalkBack, and also it's useful for people who have used magnification and would actually benefit from knowing how to use the screen reader. So to start off with, we are on the home screen. So at the top there is the at a glance section, which currently shows the date and the weather.
At a glance, double tap and drag to move. Wednesday, 18 May, double tap and hold to long press.
So you can tap to place the cursor, the TalkBack focus cursor thing on an icon or an item on the screen. You can move your finger around to select other items, or you can swipe from left to right on the screen just like you would on an iPhone.
Wednesday, 18, mostly cloudy, 15 degrees. Search, double tap and drag to move. Mostly cloudy, 15 degrees C. Double tap to activate.
And that says double tap to activate. So if I double tap the screen now.
Google, current location, today. Double tap to edit text, editing options available. Use tap with 3 fingers to view.
So I am currently on a search edit box, and it says editing options available. Use tap with 3 fingers to view. What that means is if I do a 3-finger tap on the screen, on non-Samsung devices you can do swipe up then right, or swipe down then right to bring up the menu, or to bring up the TalkBack menu and then go into edit options. So if I tap with 3 fingers now.
TalkBack menu, editing options, in list. Double tap to activate.
So here we've got a menu with different TalkBack functions. So we've got editing options.
Read from next item. Copy last spoken phrase. Spell last spoken phrase. Spoken language. Screen search. Hide screen. Voice commands. TalkBack settings. Text to speech settings. Cancel button. Text to speech.
Yeah, so these are all the different things you can access within TalkBack. So editing options.
Editing read from edit.
That's just things like cut, copy, paste, select. I think if I go into it, we will soon find out.
Editing options. Start or end selection mode in list. Cancel button.
Okay, there's just selection mode, but usually you'd have other options.
Google, Hereford, edit box, search places. Signed in as Alex Chapman, selected, today, tomorrow, tab, 10 days, tab, 3 of 3, page, 18 May, 10:17, day 19 degrees up, night 9 degrees down, 16, feels like 15 degrees C, mostly cloudy, 80% chance of precipitation today, out of list. 18 May, 10:17, day 19 degrees, night 9 degrees, 16 degrees C, feels like 15 degrees.
Yeah, so that's the weather, and then I can even do a slight swipe up to bring up the times, the timings.
Page, 18 May, 10:00, 15 degrees, 11:00, 16 degrees, mostly cloudy.
We've got the times there for the different weather conditions.
Navigation.
To go into the app switcher, we tap at the bottom, as I just did there. Towards the right hand side we've got recents, but if we go from left to right,
back button,
back,
double home button, recents,
that's like overview or app switcher. If anyone has used a Braille Note Touch, it kind of follows this same triangle, circle, and square button layouts. So if I press the square recents button, double tap,
Google recent apps. OneUI home.
then it has
Google advanced options.
advanced
Double
options.
tap to active. Close all button. Double tap.
There is a close all button, which if there's many apps open, we'll close them all. But what we want to do is close it off. Actually, manually close it off. So to do that, we just in the middle of the screen swipe up with 2 fingers.
Google closed. Home screen. Page 1 of 3. Default page at a glance. Double tap and drag to move. In pager.
So that has put us back at the home screen and at the top with the at a glance area. You can obviously have the Samsung weather widget up at the top or whatever. I just chose to have the at a glance widget because it will actually show upcoming events and stuff. Now to navigate home screen pages.
Wednesday, 18. Search.
Yes, I know it's Wednesday, 18th of May. Thank you. To navigate the home screen pages, swipe towards the left with 2 fingers, and it will then say
Petal search. Double tap and drag to
whatever
move.
is
Double
at
tap.
the top, or
Settings. Double tap to active.
you can just highlight something at the bottom so it actually tells you what home screen. There are actually indicators you can tap.
Page 1 of 3. Default page. Page 2 of 3. Page 2 of 3. Current page. Home screen. Page 2 of 3.
So you can navigate it like that.
Home screen. Page 1 of 3. Default page.
2 fingers. Swipe right to go to the previous. Swipe left.
Home screen. Page 2 of home
Left.
screen. Page.
We're on the 3rd page.
Home screen. Home screen. Page.
If you swipe to the right again, this is on OneUI Home, by the way. You'll get the Google Discover feed, or you can set it to open Samsung Free, which is Samsung's news and media app type thing.
OneUI home button. Pixel Watch looks great, but I think Galaxy Watch 5 will still smoke it.
Okay, yeah, so Google Discover feed is basically just a feed of curated articles and videos. So for me, I am interested in technology, and I've been looking at stuff about Pixel Watch and Galaxy Watch 5 and all that kind of stuff. So all that kind of related info is coming up on my Discover feed. But just to shut this up a sec, literally the Discover feed is just a continuous scrolling feed. There will be like a bit that says more stories, but you could just pull it right back to the top and pull down to refresh and bring up new content. And as you can hear when I'm scrolling, TalkBack does a tone that goes higher the further down the page you scroll. That means that's telling you how far down you've gone, which is useful, because then you could just go like that, and when it goes like that, then you know you're at the top. Or you could just tap
OneUI home button.
and then when you swipe left and you hear that noise, then you know it's at the top. Although my representation of that noise was probably not that accurate. It's more like a noise.
Edge panels. Edge panels. OneUI home.
Edge panels. I'm trying to get it to do that noise again. Hang on. Yeah. It's like a noise. But yeah, if you scroll right down, continuously scrolling feed, and then obviously you get to a certain point and you've got a button at the bottom that says
OneUI home button. More stories. Heading in list.
more
button.
stories, and that just opens up
More stories. Back button. Out of list. Double tap to activate.
a more stories section.
More options. Button. Coded 20. Nexus. Hits a major develop. More option. More back. OneUI home. Button. More stories. Button. Apple is making it easier to distribute subscription podcasts.
Okay. That's interesting. Not subscription podcasts. Boo hiss. Now let's scroll this feed back to the top.
OneUI home.
And show you the apps screen, which you can get to by swiping up with 2 fingers.
Page 3 or more options. Button. Double tap to activate.
Usually it says apps screen page blah blah blah.
Page 3 of 6. App screen. Page 3 of 6. More options. Button. Double tap to activate.
There is a more options button that gives you things like sorting.
Pop-up window. Sort. Clean up. Settings. Samsung capture. Collapse.
Yep. Let's get rid of that.
OneUI home. More options. Button. Double tap to activate.
To navigate the app screen, if you want to go through different pages, it's the same as the home screen.
Page 1 of 6.
And then
Samsung folder, Google folder, Microsoft folder.
Similar navigation as before. You've got different folders. Tap to go into
folder
them.
Opened. Page 1 of 1. Microsoft edit box folder. Navigate. App screen. Page 1 of 6. OneUI home. Galaxy Store.
You can just tap icons if you know where they are. Let's just see Galaxy Store. Tap on that. Double tap. Opens up.
Galaxy Store.
It's very easy to navigate.
Featured. Galaxy Store.
Very
0%.
easy.
Progress bar. Out of pager. Dream fishing. Web dream fishing. No, do not. Close button. Galaxy Store.
There is also a tutorial which I can
Google,
also demonstrate.
List. Close all button.
Here I'm using the close all button.
All apps closed. Home screen. Page 1 of 3. Default page.
So the TalkBack tutorial is within the TalkBack settings. So let's do a 3-finger tap.
TalkBack menu. Read. Voice command. TalkBack settings.
TalkBack settings.
TalkBack settings.
And then
navigate up button. Out of
it
list.
is further down.
Advanced set. Braille keyboard. Tutorial
And help.
Tutorial and help.
So within there,
Tutorial and help.
you have
Tutorial 1 of 3 in practice gestures. 2 of 3 help. 3 of 3
practice gestures. I'll actually quickly demonstrate because that is actually pretty useful.
Practice gestures. Try any TalkBack gesture on this screen to hear what that gesture does. Tap the screen with 2 fingers. Keep practicing by tapping once, twice or 3 times with 2, 3 or 4 fingers. You can also double tap and hold with 2, 3 or 4 fingers. Out of list.
So, let's see.
Finish button. Try any.
Okay, usually it tells you what the command is, but that is strange.
Finish.
I'll go into the tutorial. Tutorial. This is where it will actually tell you what different things are in TalkBack.
TalkBack tutorial. Navigate. Swipe right to select a topic.
Swipe right to select a topic.
Basic navigation. Move between items. Scroll. Use menus and more. Double tap to.
Let's go on that because obviously it will start off. The tutorial will start with that.
Welcome to TalkBack. Navigate up. Welcome to TalkBack. Page 1 of 5. TalkBack is a screen reader intended for situations or people who have difficulty seeing the screen. It gives you spoken feedback so that you can use your device without looking at the screen. You can turn TalkBack on or off by holding both volume keys for several seconds. When TalkBack is on, the focused item on the screen is spoken out loud. Swiping right will move to the next item, and swiping left will move to the previous item. Next button. Previous. Next button.
Alright, let's just click next.
Explore by touch. Navigator. Page 2 of 5. You can focus on an item by dragging your finger across the screen. Try this now by touching the screen and dragging towards the bottom left-hand corner until you find the next button.
So then I can I can put my finger on the screen and move my finger down.
Next button. Next button.
Next. Double tap.
Scrolling. Navigate up button. Page 3 of. You can scroll by swiping with 2 fingers. Try this now by swiping up with 2 fingers until you scroll to the bottom of the list items.
I think they've updated this tutorial because it used to be a different layout. I think this is a new OneUI layout.
Item 1 in list.
Right, let's just... Yeah, so I've scrolled to the bottom. As you can see, 2 fingers, blah, 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 all the way to the bottom. And then...
Item 5, item 6, item 7, item 8. Next button, out of list. System actions. Navigate up. To open notifications, swipe down from the top of the screen with 2 fingers. Then you can close notifications by swiping back up with 2 fingers. Try it now.
Yep.
Notification check. System actions. To open next button. Double tap to activate. Menu and controls. Navigate up. Page 5 of 5. TalkBack menu. Heading. The TalkBack menu includes settings and controls that you may need often. Open the TalkBack menu now by tapping the screen with 3 fingers. TalkBack menu. Read from next item in list. Double tap to activate.
Yeah, so that's the menu I showed you earlier.
Cancel button. Out of list. Double tap to activate.
Let's come out of that.
Menu and reading controls. These shortcuts can help you quickly change settings, like switching your navigation from characters to words or changing TalkBack's speech rate. To quickly change your reading controls, swipe left with 3 fingers or swipe right with 3 fingers. You can customize the TalkBack menu and your reading controls later in TalkBack settings.
Yes, so as you can probably tell, there are some interesting swipe gestures on normal TalkBack on non-Samsung phones. Well, you can do the same gesture on here as well. You can swipe down then up or up and down like this. So for sighted viewers, you will be able to see you'll be able to actually see a visual effect when I swipe it. So you go like this, down up.
Headings. These shortcuts can help you quickly check controls, links, windows, speech rate, accessibility, characters, words, lines.
And then you can also
Swipe
go the
up or
opposite.
swipe down to read by lines.
So you can also go the opposite way.
Words, characters. Swipe up or swipe down to read by characters.
And as it says, swipe up or down. So swipe down.
Capital T H E S E space S H O. Oscar.
And you can swipe the other way.
O H S E S E H. Capital T. Tango.
And then you can also go like this, left or right.
Accessibility volume. Characters. Words.
Or
Swipe up. Characters. Words. Lines.
up
Swipe
and down.
up or swipe down. Word. Characters.
Like that.
Swipe up or swipe down to read by characters.
They always recommend you do left and right because that's easier. That's easier for most people.
Finish button. Finish. Double tap to activate.
Now let's close out of this.
TalkBack tutorial. Basic navigation. Text editing. Reading navigation. Read by word or character.
There's loads of different tutorial things. You can get to them as I just demonstrated through the TalkBack menu, TalkBack settings, tutorial and help, and then tutorial, and then just choosing the topics. When you first start TalkBack, it should take you through the tutorial. So there's that.
Tutorial and head. Navigate. TalkBack setting.
TalkBack has quite a few different settings for things like verbosity, sorry, not verbosity. Text to speech, that just takes to the text to speech settings. And then you can actually customize the TalkBack menu and reading controls as well. I've just left them as they are.
TalkBack set. New feature. Audio. Text to speech settings. Verbosity. Speak passwords. Passwords always spoken.
Yeah, I need that.
Verbosity.
Verbosity, I'll just quickly peek at that.
Verbosity. Navigate. Choose a preset. Custom.
I think on here by default it's set to custom. And I have practically everything turned on.
Speak element type.
Yeah, most things are on. So what this means is there are things that it can read out or tell you. Let's read out a few.
Choose verbosity details. Speak usage hints. Usage hints are spoken during navigation after a brief delay. On switch.
Usage hints are things like the double tap to activate actions available kind of thing.
Speak list and grid information. List and grid information is spoken. On switch.
List and grid information. So in list, things like that. Basically, when you're in a list, how many items, stuff like that.
Speak the number of list items on the screen. Speak only when scrolling with gesture. Off. Switch. 5 of 15.
That can be useful. That is when TalkBack says showing items 1 to 9 of 20 or something like that, or showing items 1 to 7 of 17 or something. So if I turn this on.
Showing items 1 to 10 of 15.
Yes. Then again, sometimes that can be a pain. So I suppose by default they've turned that off for a reason. But to be honest, now I've actually remembered that, I'm actually going to leave that on. Because, here.
Showing items 3 to 12 of 15. Showing items 5 to 15 of 15.
Yeah. Then you've got
speak element type. Element type is spoken for focused items. On switch 6 of 50.
Element type, I think that's things like button and switch and stuff like that. So if I turn that off.
Off. Navigation bar, back, out of list, home, back.
Yes.
Double tap to activate.
So we want the element
showing
type. We want the element type on.
Speak element type on. Showing items 5 to 15 of 15. Speak when screen is off. No speech occurs when the screen is off. Off.
Right, we don't want speech. We don't want speech when the screen is off. Otherwise, it'd be reading out our notifications all the bleeding time. So we do not want that.
Use pitch changes. Speak keyboard deleted text in a higher pitched voice. On switch. Showing items 6 to 15 of 15.
Speak deleted text in a higher pitched voice. Yeah.
Speak phonetic letters. Phonetic letters are spoken when long pressing on keyboard keys and navigating by character. On.
Yeah.
Keyboard echo. On screen. Keyboard echo. Capital letter. Miscellaneous. Speak element IDs. Element IDs are spoken for unlabeled buttons.
That can be helpful if you use a lot of apps that have unlabeled buttons and use the element ID that is coded into the buttons.
Punctuation. Punctuation and symbols are not spoken. Off. Switch. 15 of 15. Punctuation. Double tap to activate.
No, we do not want that.
Navigation.
So those are kind of like your main sort of settings within TalkBack. There is also
speak passwords, sound and controls. Sound.
You might want to look at your sound and vibration settings. I have the sound volume and speech volume set to match media volume.
Sound and vibration, audio ducking, sound feedback volume, match speech volume, 4 of 4.
Match speech volume.
System UI, sound and Navigate. TalkBack. Control. Custom. Braille keyboard. Controls. Customize focus in. Customize gestures. Customize menus. Braille keyboard. Tutor. Advanced settings. 13 of 14. Open TalkBack in the Galaxy Store. 14 of 14.
Open TalkBack in the Galaxy Store. That just takes you to the app in the Galaxy Store, so you can check for updates like this.
Galaxy Store. Galaxy Store. Navigate up. Button. Out of list. Showing items. What?
No updates, but it shows you the details.
Search for more. Talk. Samsung Elect. For all tags. Ratings and reviews. Rated 2. Rate this app. Rated 2.5 stars.
Oh dear. It's only got a 2.5 star rating.
Rate 2. Screenshot 1 of 5.
And yeah, you've got
TalkBack is a screen reader.
a description of TalkBack.
Overview button. Version 13.1.02.0. Updated date 11 May 2022. Size 23.89. Top apps in the category view. Garena Free Fire. Here.
Okay, popular apps, blah blah blah. Don't need all
Navigation bar.
that. Let's go into recents.
OneUI phone. TalkBack settings.
Let's
Showing
close.
item 2 of 2.
Let's close off these apps. Okay, I seem to be getting emails galore. So Galaxy Store, flick up with 2 fingers.
Galaxy Store closed. Showing item 2 of 1.
Okay, that was weird, showing item 2 of 1. That doesn't make sense. TalkBack settings, let's close that.
TalkBack settings closed. Home screen. Page 1 of 3. Default page at a glance. Double tap and drag to move.
TalkBack is very easy to use. In certain cases, it's easier than VoiceOver because you don't have to do that stupid. You don't have to do that stupid rotor dial motion. You don't have to do that rotor motion with your fingers to change between characters, words, and headings and stuff. On Samsung and other Android phones, you can change text to speech. Oh yeah, text to speech. You might wanna know what that's like. So let's tap with 3 fingers.
TalkBack menu. Read text to speech settings.
Let's tap that.
OneUI phone. Text to speech output. Navigate up button. Text to preferred engine. eSpeakNG 1 of 6.
So I am using eSpeakNG. That's an open source text to speech engine that is used a lot in Linux. But by default, Samsung has their own.
Preferred. Not selected. Radio button. Samsung text to speech engine.
Samsung text to speech engine. So this is Samsung text to speech.
Using Samsung text to speech engine. Selected. Navigation bar back. Button. Text to speech output.
So that is the UK male voice.
Settings.
Um,
Samsung TTS. Not selected.
I will show you now what the UK female voice is like, because by default that will be selected.
Settings. English female.
Samsung TTS settings. Settings button 7 of 16. In list 16 items. Showing items 4 to 14 of 16. Showing items 1 to 12 of 16.
Yep. But I prefer the male voice.
English male.
Samsung TTS settings. Settings button. Settings button.
Settings button. Yes, very interesting. So that is the Samsung text to speech. You can download other voices for it, and you can also select other text to speech engines such as speech services by Google, eSpeak, vocalizer, although you have to pay for the voices. Acapella, you have to pay for the voices. RH voice, that's free. There's one or two voices on there that sound quite natural.
Navigate. Text to speech output. Preferred engines.
But let's put this back to eSpeak.
Preferred engine. Preferred. Selected. Not select. Not select. Not selected. Radio button is speak NG 5 of 6. Attention.
And when you select a third-party TTS engine, it gives you this attention. This may be able to collect data, blah, 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 blah. Let's just
OK. Button.
tap that.
Using eSpeak NG, preferred engine, selected, radio button.
Turn the volume down slightly. Samsung, for some reason, is a little bit quieter than eSpeak. But yeah, so text-to-speech, that's easy.
Set text-to-speech settings closed. Google search.
Android is a lot more flexible. You can download apps from different places other than the Google Play Store. You can download apps from the Galaxy Store, Amazon App Store. If you want to set it up, you can also set up Huawei App Gallery. And you can also just download apps from the web using APK files. TalkBack works for most apps. There are some apps where there might be the odd bit that says unlabeled button. Most games TalkBack doesn't work with, so you have to turn TalkBack off by long pressing both volume keys for a few seconds. And sometimes it doesn't say anything, but a little tooltip comes up at the bottom and it says held volume keys, TalkBack turned off, blah blah blah. Do it again and
TalkBack on.
TalkBack on. You can also use Bixby or Google Assist. I think you can use Google Assistant to turn TalkBack on and off. I know you can on Pixel phones. I will have to try that at some point. But Bixby is a lot faster for system controls. Things like turning on and off TalkBack, opening apps and settings. Bixby is a really useful assistant on Samsung phones. You should definitely set it up because, especially if you are visually impaired, it's just like using Siri on an iPhone. Google Assistant can open apps. It's a little bit slower, not much, but using Bixby would feel more native. So I hope this video helps. I hope this video helps people who are using iPhones, and I hope it helps them, open up to the possibility of maybe trying out a Samsung or other Android phone for themselves. Because Android is a remarkable thing. Android is the base of all mobile operating systems that are not iPhone. With Samsung, you have OneUI. With Pixel, obviously, with Pixel it's Android, basically. Motorola, Android, but the code name for their Android is MyUX, I think. Well, it's just Android. They don't really advertise the OS name. Xiaomi, they have MIUI. The list goes on. But Android is at the core of these operating systems, or skins, as they are sometimes referred to. And most of these, or practically all of these, will have TalkBack as their screen reader. Will come with the Google Play Store, and are really good, offer really good phones, because Android, it has been around since, well, around a similar time frame as when the iPhone came out. I think the first Android phone was released in 2008, I think. I can't remember. It was something like that. I know the iPhone was in 2007. That was the original iPhone, and then I think Android, I can't remember what it was. I think it was, I know there was a phone. I can't remember if it was an HTC. I think there is details on YouTube. I think Mr. Who's the Boss did a video a long while ago now, probably about 2 years ago, maybe. But that's by the by. I hope you found this video informative and useful, and has helped you learn more about Android and how accessible it is. And maybe you might get an Android phone to try out, or you might consider changing, or whatever. Whatever you decide to do, you'll be supported every step of the way. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video with your friends or on your social or on your Discord server. Comment your thoughts. Join my Discord server, which I will try to get the link on my channel at some point. This video will also be posted into my server in the Chappers Update channel, the Chappers Update text chat, whatever you want to call it. And yep, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Samsung capture stop button.